Hello painters! Welcome to Mrs. Roser's first ever video tutorial. I am going to show you how to start your still life painting. In order to start your still life painting, you need to have an approved photograph from me. So make sure I have okayed your photo before you start painting. You want to make sure you have a high quality photograph in order to have a high quality painting. So to start your still life painting, first you have to decide which way you're going to hold your canvas. So if you have a more horizontal image, you're going to hold your canvas the horizontal way. If you have a taller image, you'll turn your canvas the tall way. I have a more horizontal image, so I'm going to hold my canvas board in a landscape orientation. And to start your painting, you are simply going to mix a really light yellow hue. This light yellow paint is going to be the first step in your preliminary painting. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're actually going to sketch out with lines all of the different shapes that you can see in your image. So it's usually easiest if you start with the object closest to you, and in this case that would be the plate that all of my objects are sitting on. But that might be kind of challenging to paint because of its weird ellipse shape. So instead I'm going to start with the fruit that's closest to me, and that is the apple. So I'm going to paint that first. Don't be scared. Just because you can't erase doesn't mean you can't mess up. Everything is totally fixable. The first thing that I want to try to figure out is, where is that plate? Even though I'm not going to paint it yet, I'm still going to try to figure out where it is. So I'm going to make a few marks on my canvas to kind of figure this out. This preliminary painting sketch is a 3-step process. So you will be doing a line painting 3 times before you actually fill anything in. So I think that this is about where my plate's gonna start. So my apple's gonna start somewhere around here. The apple's width is about 1/3 of my image. 1, 2, 3. So that's how I decided where to put that. Now I'm just gonna try to paint that shape in. You have to make sure this yellow color is light enough that you're gonna be able to paint over it and not see it anymore. So if you start to paint and you think it's too dark, you should remix that yellow. Okay, there's a basic shape for my apple. Now from my apple, I can start to add in my other objects that are touching it, and I'm gonna work front to back. So anything that's touching this apple, I'm gonna paint in next. It's my lemon. I have another red apple back here. Grapes, for now I'm going to keep my grapes a nice big blob. Those are too detailed for this point in my painting. I have a pear in the back. An apple resting on top of that. Notice how quickly I'm doing this. I'm not thinking too hard. I'm not getting frustrated by any of the marks I'm making. I'm just trying to space it out as quickly as possible. There's an orange back here. a lime. Then I have a leaf with some more grapes. And one more apple. Okay, now I have all my objects. I can try to put my plate in here. It does touch the edge of my painting. But there's a gap in the front, so I have to make sure I leave that. You can see how those marks helped me create that shape so easily. It's also best if you use a kind of larger brush to do this. If you use one of those tiny brushes, it's going to take you forever to get these lines. You want to be able to paint these lines really fast, so you want a brush that holds more paint. Okay, the other thing I can put in here right now is my horizon line, and in my image, that's the back edge of this table. So I'm going to draw that in. Doesn't quite touch my objects. Okay, so there's step one. I've blocked in every shape I need to. I have a horizon line. So now I can kind of decide by looking at my painting, how accurate is it to my photograph? And then we'll be ready for step two.